Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Hanzo Nagamoto, and today I'm going to show you how to draw the male head in front view. Oakley doke, so we start off by drawing a circle. Like so. It's not the roundest circle, but it will do. Place a dot in the center, horizontal line through the dot, and now we're gonna shave off a little of this circle. We're doing this arbitrarily, so I'm gonna shave off about that much on either side, and this is gonna represent our brow line basically from here to here. Here's the center point of our brow line. If you take your pencil and lay it flat on the paper and line up the end of the pencil with one corner and use your fingertip to mark the other corner, if you then rotate 90 degrees downwards from the center of the brow line and mark here, this would be the bottom of your chin. So the width of the brow line is roughly the same length as from the brow line to the chin, if that makes any sense. So it's a nice little shortcut. We can now just come halfway between the brow line and the chin and place another mark in, which would then represent the bottom of our nose. And as I said, if you come up a third from the brow line, it will get you your hairline. So hairline, brow line, bottom of the nose, and the bottom of the chin. If we divide this section here into thirds, we get the mouth line, and then we get where our chin starts. Okay, and I'm going to now divide the brow line roughly into 5 sections. We come in a little bit from the edge, put a point there, and mirror the same thing on the other side. And then we'll arbitrarily place a point here and here. Now this section here is going to be our nose bridge, and this section here and here will be our eyebrows. And I think I'll just draw in the eyebrows. Let's get that out of the way. So it would swoop up like so and sort of come down. And I'm using really sort of blocky shapes to get the point across. Once again, swoop up to this point like that, and then come downwards, and that would be our eyebrows. Now between this section, I like to come down roughly a quarter of the way. Sometimes I'll come down a third of the way, and this will get us this bit of our nose bridge, and this obviously marks the bottom of our nose, so we have to come up just a little. And also I forgot to mention, if you can imagine from this point here coming down as like a rectangle, and this would be sort of our container for how wide we make the nose. Now obviously people have broader noses, thinner noses and stuff, but this is just a good rule of thumb for drawing a generic male face or male head. Okay. Now we'll draw in the nostrils like that. And now the wing of the nostrils, it'll come up like so. And that is the bulb bit of the nose. So now we've got our nose drawn in, let us draw our eye in. So about the same position we used to get this sort of recess bit for the nose bridge. I like to kind of draw a little faint line across, and this is where our eye line would fall basically. And our eye should start and end in this section here. If you can imagine these being the corners of the eye. Come down from the corner and then. So we know the eye line will fall here and the width of the eye will end within this section here now. So I'm going to draw in the eye. Like so. Just going to thicken up this line. Then I'm going to do the same for the other side. Now we're gonna draw the eyelid in like so. So there's our eyelid. That would be the little pinky bit in the inside of our eye, and I'll just draw the bottom eyelid in. Like that. So now we have our eyes, eyebrow, nose. Let's move on to the mouth. So the width of the mouth would fall just shy of the center of the eye. So if here you have the center of the eye, if you come downwards and then move it in just a little bit, this will get you the corner point of the mouth. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. So that's how wide our mouth would be. Now there's this bit here. I don't know what the name of this thing is, but we've all got one. That would fall, I guess, roughly halfway between the mouth line and the bottom of the nose. And then I'm just going to draw the top lip. The bottom lip would come halfway between the mouth line and this point here we made for where the chin begins. So we'll give him some thick enough lips, and now I will draw the ears. So the ears we'll use this same line we used for the eye line, and we'll bring it out to here. This is roughly where I would start drawing the ear, and this is the peak. The peak of the ear will always fall along the brow line. So we use the brow line to stop the maximum position of our ear. Now the bottom of the ear will roughly be around where the bottom of the nose falls. So something like that. I'm gonna mirror this on the other side. So come up like so. use the brow line to end the top section of the ear and come in like that. And then, and I'm just sort of bringing the face in just a little bit. So here's the corner of the cheekbone. Just a little bit, not a great deal. Anyway, the bottom of our ear will come out like so. So there you go. That's how you'd go about doing that. Now the corner of the jaw will be around the mouth line. So if you come out from the mouth line and sort of mark that like that, that will get you the corner of the jaw. And the width of the chin, I forgot to mention, will be just shy of the width of the mouth. Obviously this varies on different faces, but we're going with that for this particular face. And that will get you the jaw section of the head. Now we will draw the corner of the head. So I don't like to have the corner of the head sort of going straight up like that. I like to sort of curve it out slightly and then come back in to this point here. The edge of the circle, well, not the edge, but I guess the apex point. So there we have it. And I actually forgot to do the top of the skull. So if you take this third and come halfway down, or basically the top of the skull will be half of a third. So this third here, half would be there, and if we just kind of flip that up like that, this will be the top of the skull. And you can just simply round this off like so. So now we've got a face with a decent looking skull. So next I think I'll just light the face and yeah, and then call it a day. So the light source will be coming from this angle and just thicken up the top of the eye a bit more. This would indicate eyelashes. This section here would be dark. And this would be dark too. This would be dark here as it's turning away from the light. Cheekbone now, which this would be dark, this side of the face. The under portion of the lip, the bottom lip would be dark. And the chin doesn't just come forward, the chin will come forward and then recess a little. So this would be dark as well. We'll just round that off with that. So all this section would be dark here. I also forgot to indicate the ridge of the eyebrow. Now on male heads, we have a sort of ridge that is just above the brow line. So it kind of comes up like this. I'll just indicate it like so. Now on female faces, it's less pronounced. But on males, you do see, especially on more muscular faces, well, not muscular faces, but yeah. Anyway, this section, the corner of the eyebrow, this is a plane change, so this would be turning away from the light. So that would be dark. The side of the nose. This would be dark too. And the corner of the nostril or the wing would be dark. Just color this in. And this section of the nose, the underside, would obviously be dark as it's turning away from the light. I'll just indicate a little darkness in the corner of the eyeball. Also, we'll give him pupils as he looks a bit scary. Do the same. On this side. So we have our iron now. I'm going to indicate a few eyelashes in the bottom section of the eyelid, not too much. This section here would be dark, the under portion of the eyelid. We'll just color in the eyebrows. Darken up the underside of the top lip. I like to color the bottom lip in a little bit with just a little rough mark making. So something like this. Keep it real organic and loose. And that's basically it. Just gonna render this out slightly. Actually forgot. Just under here would be a bit dark as well. render this, as this is a round surface, so it wouldn't just be a hard line. And then we're going to render out the cheekbone a bit. This section. Render this out. This would be kind of flat, then we'd render this. This will help articulate what I was talking about earlier, about the chin coming forward and then rounding underneath. So this is now rounding off into the light. Just drawing the features of the ear. Do the other side. And to be honest, this side of the ear would be pretty dark as it's turned away from the light. And that's about it. This is how I would go about drawing the male head in front view. I forgot there'd be a car shadow from his head onto his neck. So this whole section would be pitch black. And that's it. Let me know what you thought of the video. If it was good, if it was bad, if it was super hot garbage. Let me know. Anyway, I'll have my next tutorial will be on how to draw the female head from front view. Anyway, have a blessed day. I'm out.